One new prevailing issue in even the last couple of weeks and days is that of vaccine passports. So this is something that many of you will have heard of, probably by this name or something similar, or you will be hearing of in the days that come. A vaccine passport, despite the name, is not primarily focused on travel internationally like a passport typically is. Passport here just refers to more of any certification mechanism that shows that someone has been vaccinated from COVID-19, or in some cases also reflects whether they have a recent, generally negative COVID test result. The world being what it is today, these vaccine passports are primarily in the form of a smartphone app that may have a QR code, for example, that someone can scan and find out either whether the person's been vaccinated or had a recent negative test. And the different passports that are being put out there work a little bit differently, but in some cases, for example, you wouldn't necessarily know whether the person was vaccinated or had a recent positive test. You might just know that one way or the other at that moment, they're not considered to be unprotected from COVID, for example. Maybe a better way to say that is at the moment they are considered to be protected against getting and hopefully transmitting COVID-19. By and large, these types of vaccine passports are primarily aimed at attending public events, ranging from large sporting events to museums and art and entertainment facilities, down to going to restaurants, stores, and other places open to the public. But they could be used for work generally. So the focus again would be, if you're going to use it to say who can come to a football game, that would apply to any attendees who are paid ticket buyers to come to the game, as well as the employees of the stadium, arena, or whatever for a sporting event, or anyone else who happened to have the right to come in. The way these are set up and intended to be used then can easily transition to really any workplace. And for example, New York has what they're calling the Excelsior Pass as their vaccine passport. There is guidance on their website that explains how any business could use their passport. Because this is primarily a smartphone app, the major pushback on vaccine passport so far has been privacy and security, so technological security issues, as well as just personal privacy concerns. The New York Excelsior Pass website has extensive technical information down to pretty specific details about what security measures are or aren't in place for Excelsior Pass. Obviously, states that are creating this are well aware of the privacy and security issues, so they're not just throwing something together. But again, anyone can reasonably question how secure anything is and whether their information could be hacked. For the most part, it doesn't seem that these vaccine passports are connecting that much personal information beyond things like name, perhaps date of birth, and their COVID vaccination or test status. So there's a limited amount of personal information available through the passport. But again, that is the pushback in one sense that people will always have with electronic data of a personal nature.